Good morning. So, I woke up pondering a lot of things, but sovereignty was really one of them from the context of the reality that I've lived in this world, and that is that the patriarchy is very much still in control of politics and government. And I don't know what the criteria for targeting is, but um, the targeting isn't always like for demise. Sometimes it's for purpose, um, is what I'm seeing in what I'm experiencing. But anyways, I was resolving things of the patriarchy within my soul, I guess, in my dreams, because I woke up thinking some things defiantly. They felt like almost like a teenager that is committed to defiance because there's no logic in the other stuff that they're being asked to do. That's kind of the feeling of defiance I woke up with. But it came with an interesting perspective because I've stopped associating with the world as though this is it, this is the life we have, and then when we die, that's it. Like, I've stopped relating to my existence that way, that after death, I lose consciousness of this reality. I don't believe that to be true anymore. I don't believe that all of us lose consciousness of our past existences when we are born. Some of us do and some of us don't. I just knew things. I just was committed to acting and operating in certain ways that I just knew that I had, like, people around me had no reason to, like, think that that was from me, like that those behaviors or thought processes originated with me, but they did. Like, I've always thought that, like, I've always had the ability to perceive things that others are not perceiving, um, in some way or another when I was a child. That made me a very scared child, and it made me a very obedient child, because there were things that I could not comprehend and I couldn't articulate and I couldn't express. I didn't have the language, I didn't have the context, nor permission. But, and it was implied permission. Nobody ever told me, hey kid, the way you experience the world, keep that under wraps, eh? Nobody needs you to express that. It just simply wasn't a reality for anybody else. It wasn't real. It wasn't something they could fathom that I had access to. Anyways, one of the things that I woke up thinking and have thought of many times is the energetic or the soul, the consequences that the soul lives, because, like, that inner fuel is what I'm calling the soul, lives. Oh shit, I lost my train of thought. Anyways, one of the things that I woke up thinking was that even if the patriarchy stomps on me in this circumstance, and they've been kicking me down while I'm down the whole time, even if this doesn't resolve and it doesn't materialize in a way that I feel satisfied with, that in itself is a testament to the energies of that perspective and that belief system. And that if we look at what the intentions of the patriarchy were when they started, and we can actually know the reality of the environment, because we can read something from the past or watch something from the past and think we know from the context of now what they're going through, but we don't actually know from the context of then what it meant to them, because they would have had their own belief systems back then, their own understandings, their own limitations to the world around them of what's possible. But nonetheless, the way the patriarchy started and what's happening in the world today, it's a dead heart. It's a dead framework. Not that there isn't value in some of the attributions or the contributions that it made to society, but from what I see now, and in the ether, in the energetic environment, the way people are actually experiencing the patriarchy is not a vote for the patriarchy at an energetic level. It is actually a vote against. It can perpetuate and perpetuate, but all of the energy that's being drudged out of that infrastructure is toxic. And so inevitably it will poison itself and crumble and fall apart. And since I no longer believe that when I die, I just cease to exist, or that I become control or mercy of another entity or being that can choose to give me life again, since I don't hold that story as ultimate truth, how do I say this? It's not consequential what they do to me in this lifetime. Not that there aren't consequences, but to my soul, in all of the possible existences I've had and all the possible existences I might have, it's not going to be consequential. I've decided, and I clearly feel it that way. Otherwise, I wouldn't feel internally so dismissive of the things that they're doing that are adding no value to my life, or anybody else's life for that matter, at the root of the thing. Because when you perpetuate that kind of toxicity, even if you're only doing it from a positive standpoint, like you're the greatest and you fit into this mold and you fit into this beautifully and you deserve this and you are entitled to this, even if that's being done and we buy into the story and we have this perfect existence where we think we're so happy here, it still curates a divide in our physiology that says, I must be this, and removing myself from the stature will cause me pain of some kind. Maybe not death, but pain. But the way it's taught, like really taught, it's death. It's like your life depends on operating this way. So anyways, it's creating a divide that creates toxicity in our bodies and in our voice. Not because it's bad, but because it doesn't allow us to exist and read the feedback of the environment, and we have to read it as danger, danger, danger all the time. So that's why the patriarchy doesn't work. That's why it causes so much trauma, because the body really, at the end of the day, prioritizes or pares down all of the rhetoric to one thing, and that's life. How do I survive? That's all for today. that's all I wanted to dump out and verbally work through. I think that's what I needed to get to. At the end, these things that promote life, death is actually the top priority when these teachings are administered by other human